Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, why do we fall for this? I've seen this everywhere. This year's Thanksgiving dinner will be the most expensive in history. I've seen videos on this, I've seen this on different articles. And why is it that we fall for this? You see, this is how I feel. We get inundated with things that really don't matter. Does this really matter to you? This year's Thanksgiving dinner will be the most expensive in history. We've been talking about this for years. That the price of everything is going to go up. For whatever reason. The price of everything is going to go up. It's mathematics. You can blame it on whatever you want. But the simple fact is that when there's more money in the system than there are goods available, the price of those goods will go up. No matter what the reason is that they tell you, no matter what. But we fall for this all the time. Because now this is going to be in the news cycle for the next 72 hours or so. That's usually how long the news cycle goes. In the times that we're living in today. So this is what people are going to be talking about at the scuttlebutt, at the water fountain at work. Oh, did you hear? Turkey prices are the highest they've ever been. We're going to be paying more this year for Thanksgiving than we've ever paid before. But why don't people ask the questions that really matter? Have you ever asked yourself that? Why aren't you told the things that really matter? Do you really think that our elected officials care that this year I paid $1.48 for a turkey, or $1.28, whatever it was per pound for a turkey, where last year I paid 48 cents or 58 cents, something like that? Do they care? Do they care that this year gasoline is twice as much as it was last year? Do they care? What is it that we should care about? Shouldn't we care about the underlying problems that cause these things to happen, that cause our standard of living to go down? But those are the things that they don't talk about. They don't talk about how your average senator or congressman starts their congressional career or Senate career as a person like you and I, and then a few years later they're millionaires. This article that I pulled up here was dated 25 September of 2020. The average family's net worth in the U.S. is roughly $97,000. Net worth means that if you, for example, have a home that's worth $300,000 but you owe $200,000 on it, then you have a net worth of $100,000. So the average family in America has a net worth of $97,000. Let's say $100,000. But they don't very easily tell you that your average congressman or senator has a net worth of $2+ million. 24, 25 times more than the average American. That's the average American family, ladies and gentlemen. Your average American family. One person has a net worth of 25 times more. A person that's supposed to be serving you. A person that's supposed to be a public servant. So who works for who? You see, we get caught up on all of these little articles, but we don't ask ourselves why. Why am I paying more this year than I was last year? Why am I making more money but being able to buy less stuff? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've told you before, it's because you're not in the club. Why is it that they don't tell you that they themselves, the people that we elect, ladies and gentlemen, they themselves are immune from insider trading laws? Because that in itself is something that you have to understand, that is a theft of you, the average worker. That Congress or senators can do insider trading, which means that they can act on information that the public yet does not know, because they are privy to that information before the public because of their position. They can act on that to gain financially. So they can go out and buy a stock because they're privy to information that you don't know about before you buy it. They can front run that stock because they know it's going to go up. Why isn't that being talked about everywhere, every day? Well, because you're not in the club. And you were meant to be poor. Yes, poor. You were meant to know that there is a place for you, and it is not up there. It's down here. But we all get stuck on, hey, a turkey's going to be costing more this year. That's what we get stuck on. That's what everyone's talking about today. A turkey's going to cost more this year than it did last year. Not just myself, but there's a lot of other channels that have been telling you things are going to cost more this year. So why are we surprised? Why is this the new talk of the day? When we have problems that are so much larger than a turkey going up in price. It is the reason why that turkey is going up in price, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to concentrate at, that we need to fight against. You know, they tell us, and when I say they, I mean our rulers, all right? Our rulers, all right? They're like cattle ranchers, and they see us as cattle. You know, I couldn't find this video, and I wish I could, because I was just skimming through YouTube yesterday. And I even went back on my history to see if I could find it, but it was a very short clip. Like, I don't know, like maybe a 10-second clip or so. Of someone or a group of people in, it wasn't the United Nations, but it was one of those meetings where they discuss what's going on in the world financially. And a gentleman was speaking to a group of people, of other men really. It was all men there, actually. And he was telling them, listen, there is going to be chaos in the streets, because the price of energy is going to skyrocket by the end of this year. And people are going to get very upset. And as he is saying this, I just noticed that another gentleman was smirking. He was like, not laughing out loud, but like laughing to himself. And he had, his face showed happiness at this news that he was getting. He's part of the club. They know what they're doing. They know that they are destroying the middle class. They are destroying the middle class because they need to be in control. They are destroying our supply system because they want to make it anew where they have control of what you can and what you cannot get. Why aren't their channels talking about this all over the place? I know they get censored, and this one may too. Who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, why is it that our government and so many other governments are so concerned about your health? Why is it that they're so concerned about your health that they're willing to give this stuff away? Here, come and take it. We'll pay you. We'll buy you a Big Mac. We'll give you an Amazon gift card. We'll do this. We'll do that. Come and take it. We'll buy you some hot dogs. Why are they so concerned about something that's taken the lives of 600,000 or 700,000 people out of 330 million, when last year the total number of deaths in the U.S., in 2019, the total number of deaths in the U.S. was about 2.8 million. Why is that number so important, 2.8 million? Because, ladies and gentlemen, of that 2.8 million, about half of those deaths constitute victims of cancer, 600,000+ in 2020. Why is the government not doling out free cancer medication when we have 600,000+ deaths due to cancer every single year? If they care about us so much, why are they not doling out free cancer medication? Why are they instead insisting that you receive free medication of the ones that they want you to have? Why aren't they giving away free cancer medication? I know somebody that I love very much that's fighting cancer. And let me tell you what, this person is an angel on earth. She is an angel on earth. And she's been battling cancer for over a year. And it's getting worse, I would say. I hope she doesn't watch this video. Why aren't they treating our cancer patients for free if they're willing to dole out all of this other free medication? In 2017, these are the best numbers I can get, there were 868,000 deaths due to heart disease. Why is the government not advocating for people to go out there and get on a treadmill? Why are they not advocating for people to stop getting that number 1 through the drive-thru? Why are they not advocating for healthier food at schools? Why are they not treating all of the people that get heart disease for free? Well, they're giving away other medications for free. Why are they not giving away heart medication for free? Why are all of these people that die of heart disease, why should they have to die? Aren't they people just like anyone else? So then why is it that they're giving away all of this other stuff for free, encouraging to take this other stuff for free, punishing people that don't want to get that free stuff? But here we have almost 1.5 million people dying every year of cancer and heart disease. Why is it that we concentrate on why turkey is going to be more expensive this year? It's not really the layman's fault. See, ladies and gentlemen, most people in America now are on that first rung of the ladder. They are on the first rung of the ladder of success, which I call the biological rung. Why? Because they are working and doing everything they can just to be able to earn enough to stay alive, to eat, to have shelter, to provide fuel so that they can put in their vehicles and be able to go back to work and be that slave that they were meant to be. Why don't we see articles on a daily basis of how it is? Even children that have not yet been born are already being taxed because their labor is already destined to be taken from them via taxation. But we worry about a turkey. Why are we not screaming and shouting as to why it is that a law can even be introduced into a bill that says that the government can now tax unrealized gains? And for those of you that don't know what unrealized gains is, let me put it simply. Let's say you bought a stock for $1, and let's say that stock is now worth $100, but you haven't cashed it out. Well, they can come in and tax that $99 of gains that you had, even though you haven't turned that stock into cash. But wait a minute, AP, that's only for billionaires. Really? Really, ladies and gentlemen? It's only for billionaires? Have you read your history lately? Have you read of how it is that the income tax first started? It was only for millionaires back in the early 1900s, whatever year it was. It was only for millionaires. Are you paying taxes now? People don't understand that taxes are wrong no matter who it is. No matter who the target is, taxes are wrong. It is a group of people that you elected to protect your rights who then tell you that you have to pay taxes so that they can give that money to who they want. That is what taxes are, so that they can spend it how they want. I guarantee you that if this bill passes, which it should not pass, because it's 100% unconstitutional, 100%. It shouldn't even go to the Supreme Court. But why aren't we talking about how in the world can they introduce a law into a bill that they want to pass into law that is 100% unconstitutional? That's what we should be talking about, not why turkey's going to be more expensive this year. And I guarantee you this on that law that they're talking about. If that law for some reason passes and the Supreme Court decides once again to make law instead of enforcing the law of the land, then it will not be for billionaires. It will be for everyone. And no matter what tax is passed, no matter what tax is passed upon the people, who eventually pays those taxes. You see, the only way that trickle-down economics works is with taxes. That's the only way that it really works, is with taxes. Because you can be assured that if a business gets taxed, you yourself are going to end up paying for those taxes, no matter what tax bracket you're in. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare, because this is not going to get any better. They keep throwing all of these things at us. They keep throwing everything at us that's really insignificant, because we can't change it. And we lose sight of the picture. They want to make us into a two-class society, and then eventually it will be a one-class society with only rulers on the top. Not even rich people. They want to make us into the poor and the rich, so that us, the poor, can fight against the rich, and then they can control us all. But eventually, even the rich will be done, and the only ones that will be left are the rulers. Look at China. Look at what's going on in China. Do you all know, what is his name? Jack Ma? The guy that started Alibaba is like the Amazon of China. This person's wealth has been stripped from him. It has been taken from him by the Communist Party in China. That's where we end up. That's where we end up. Where the government itself says, oh, you don't agree with this? You don't agree with what we're saying? We're going to have to send you to a re-education camp so we can teach you how to think, since you didn't want to learn on your own. We're going to teach you how to think how we want you to think. That's where this ends up. And those of you that are okay with government telling you how to live your lives, one day you won't be okay with it. But you'll have absolutely nobody to turn to. You'll have no one to turn to. Because you were complicit with it today. It may benefit you today, but we, too many times we think of today instead of thinking about tomorrow. How is this going to affect my tomorrow, my children's tomorrow? And for those of you that maybe were offended by what I said, get your heads out of the sand. We are all under attack. Once we realize that we are all in the same boat, that it is you and me against the people that want to take pure control of our lives. And we all think we know who these people are, but we really don't. The government is just the tip, ladies and gentlemen. It's not even close to who it is that owns you and owns me. These people want to own the world, and they pretty much do. But there is one thing, ladies and gentlemen, the one thing that you can do, and I will stand by this, the one thing that you can do to resist what's happening to our world, to resist what's happening to our freedom. Well, you know what? I'm wrong. It's more than one thing. The main thing is to be prepared. Be as prepared as possible. That way, when they come out with their next crisis, you can be prepared for that crisis. And they cannot use their power against you. That way, when it comes time for the people to collectively say no, the people can be strong enough to stand their ground. That is one of the ways that we can resist this tyranny that we see going on. It's not about turkeys. It's about our liberties and our children's liberties. Get out of the system as much as you can, in every way that you can. Have backups to those infrastructures that we rely on. Everyone keeps talking about, oh, we may have a cyber attack that shuts off the power. We may have a cyber attack that shuts off, the pumps at the gas station. We may have a cyber attack that completely demolishes the rest of the supply system as we know it. Well, if you know that we may have those things and that it is a possibility for those things to happen, then prepare. Prepare by having a backup to all of those infrastructures that you rely on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about preparing. And it is also about saying no. It is like Bear Independence says, like Bear says, you need to use your no muscle. And you need to be able to walk away I am not a violent person in any way. And I have come across a couple of times where I go into a business and they say, hey, can you do this before you come in? And I'm like, oh, no, thank you. I just won't come in. I'm not rude about it. No, I won't come in. I'm just not going to do it. Use your no muscle. Prepare. And for goodness sakes, don't comply if your morals tell you that you shouldn't comply. This is going to be bigger than just losing a job. I know it's easy for me to say. I don't answer to the man per se as far as punching a time clock every day. I know it's easy for me to say. But this is going to be much bigger than losing a job. And this is the time in our history that we get to decide where it goes from here. Is it going to go towards freedom, or is it going to go towards complete chaos and tyranny? I have a feeling. I'm not going to say what it is, what's going to happen. I have a feeling. And it's all because of history that I have this feeling. But what I would say is you need to prepare. Having said that, I hope you have a great day. Sorry about the rant, but I just needed to get this out. People need to wake up as to what's going on. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you later on at 1 o'clock Alaska time. God bless you all.